Belmont, North Carolina, one of the hottest suburbs of the greater Charlotte area. In this video, we're going to highlight the pros and cons of living in Belmont so you can make the best decision for you if you're considering making the move to the Belmont area. So stick around because we're going to jump right in. Before diving into the pros and the cons of the Belmont area, let's first do a quick overview of the Belmont area, and its popularity has extremely exploded over the past 5 to 10 years with a population of just over 16,000, but its roots and where it originates is really dating back to the 18th century. And a quick timeout. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to be kept up to date on all things going on in the Charlotte area, areas just like Belmont, make sure you like and subscribe so you'll be the first to know as we share videos all the time on all things Charlotte, whether it's Belmont, South Charlotte. We're going to keep you up to date, so make sure you click the little bell and so you'll be notified as we drop new videos all the time. I'm Steve Gerald with the Longleaf Group. We absolutely love hearing from people like you every single day, so make sure to reach out. All of our information is below. With all that said, let's jump back in. Where Belmont really got its growth from was the textile industry that exploded in the 20th century, actually earning Belmont the name the City of Diversified Textiles. And if you watch some of our other videos, you'll see the textile industry is popular across Charlotte, and that has a lot to do with the railroad infrastructure and just where Charlotte is centralized in its location. And the growth of the Belmont area as well as the location have played such a big part in that. As you walk through the downtown Belmont area, the roads, the stores, you can see the mixture of historic and modern amenities, and all of it plays throughout the Belmont area, which gives it its charm. And it's only, from a location standpoint, 15 miles from the downtown Uptown Charlotte area across the Catawba River, which kicks off our first pro of the Belmont area, which is its location. The location's definitely a pro for living in the Belmont area. As I mentioned, just a hop across the river from the Uptown area into Gaston County. So you have the benefit of the taxes in Gaston County versus Mecklenburg County, but from a proximity, a lot of the people living in the Belmont area are commuting to the Uptown area. So you've seen that growth of people that don't want to deal with the hustle and bustle of living in Uptown, the traffic and everything that you deal with in Uptown, but still have that suburban feel in the Belmont area. And you're only 25 minutes to get back and forth, depending on traffic, but 25 minutes is a pretty good estimate where it's going to take you to get from Belmont to the Uptown area and be able to work and live in the Belmont area and get to Uptown. Now, as we look at the first con of living in Belmont, it's definitely going to be the cost of living overall. Now, when you're dealing with the price of homes in the area growing over 16% year over year, you have higher than national average price point for homes because of this demand for living in the Belmont area. Now, that's still less than what you're going to have in the greater Charlotte area, but still from a national average, your cost of living is growing at a rate that is definitely not going to be a positive for some. You have some lakefront properties going for well over $1 million in the Belmont area. So you do have price points that are going to stretch budgets for many. Average price points over $478,000 for homes in the Belmont area. And there's definitely exceptions on the plus and minus, but giving you a medium price point, the cost of living in Belmont is definitely growing and is not going to be for everybody as we've tried to find homes in this limited inventory in really the greater Charlotte area. Now, one of, and if not the biggest pro of living in the Belmont area is the community and lifestyle. Like I mentioned, the distance to the Uptown area and the ability to commute back and forth has drawn a lot of young families, young professionals, and there is a mix of both young families and those that are more established, but with the mix of single family homes, the historic downtown areas. You walk through it, you feel like you've stepped back in time with upscale dining. You've got restaurants, breweries, shops, all of these things that give you that lifestyle. Having things to do but not dealing with the hustle and bustle, as I mentioned earlier, is absolutely a pro. And there are tons of things to do in the Belmont area that give you that lifestyle. As you take a stroll down the historic downtown Belmont area, there's a host of great restaurants, places to go. I love the Everyday Cafe, get some coffee, lunch, even have a butcher in the store. You can keep walking down there. The String Bean restaurant with delicious meals, one of the most popular areas to go, as well as for your after work happy hour, go to Primal Brewery. So there's just a variety of places to go on a leisure Sunday afternoon, or go on a after work type of date night. Downtown Belmont has it in the historic downtown area. Even better than just going to eat and drink, there are events going on in the Belmont area, particularly in the downtown area, but you can go to the Christmas festival where you have lights and different events going on throughout the season, and you'll see a lot of these events are seasonal that are going on during the summer. You have your summer event series, which are, whether it's the Friday Night Live, which is the Downtown Summer Concert Series, the Garibaldi Festival celebrating local culture and food, music, everything going on. So that's why this is such a big pro for the Belmont area. It has a lot going on, and it really centers around that historic downtown vibe that Belmont really gives off. As we look at a con of the Belmont area, we talked about being able to easily get to Uptown and commute, and that's what a lot of people do. They work in Uptown or other areas, but as far as job opportunities in Belmont itself, it's very limited. It's not really a place that people are gravitating for work. Don't get me wrong, you can walk down the downtown area and there are business establishments there, but as far as employment opportunities, they're not really in the Belmont area. They're in other areas like the greater Charlotte, Uptown, or South Charlotte, parts of Mecklenburg County, but it's not going to happen right there in the Belmont area. But if you're like most people, you're not moving to Belmont for the central job opportunities in Belmont. You're moving to the Belmont area because of other reasons, like our next pro, which is the outdoor activities that are abundant in the Belmont and surrounding eastern Gaston County area. And it all starts right in and around Belmont. Areas like Lake Wiley, the Catawba River, South Point Beach. You have access to water, fishing, boating, all of the things that you have direct access to in the Belmont area, as well as the outdoor activities with hiking, camping, all of them, all the nature preserves that are so close to the Belmont area that it makes it a prime outdoor enthusiast area in the Belmont. The first place that comes to mind that really sets off the greenness of the downtown Belmont area is Stowe Park in the heart of downtown. There's places to picnic, actually hiking, taking trail walks right through the park are right there, and it's minutes walk from the downtown Belmont area in the Stowe Park area. And if you go just a little bit further outside of downtown, you have the beautiful Botanical Garden. And this beautiful Botanical Garden, the Daniel Stowe Botanical Garden, is a 380-acre outdoor beautiful Garden of Eden, which is actually a variety of different gardens that each have their own story that go along with them, the different types of flowers that each garden has. And it's a huge venue for weddings, for events, and it is absolutely gorgeous, especially as we get into the spring and early summer months. The Botanical Gardens, a hugely popular area for the Belmont residents as well as people from all over to come see the Botanical Garden. And finally, speaking of outdoor activities and hiking, you have the Seven Oaks Preserve Trail, which is a very popular outdoor hiking trail that really lives up to the outdoor enthusiast activities that are available, and this is the kind of puts the Belmont area on the map for all things going on outdoor, and that's why it's such a big pro for living in the Belmont area. And speaking of summers and those months that start heating up, our next con is going to be the weather. Really, the weather of the greater Charlotte area in the summer months gets hot. And when I say hot, it gets into the 90s and it's humid. And if you've been in the south, southeast, this shouldn't come as a surprise. The pro of this heat is you have a lot of tree-lined streets. You're just minutes from the water, the Catawba River. There's activities with boating, ways to stay cool. But as far as a con of being in such a nice outdoor active area, the heat is intense. Stay hydrated out there. But if we're looking for a con for the area, the heat, the weather is going to be a negative. If you're looking for a great place to raise a family, our final pro is, as far as rankings go, Belmont's been rated number 4 community for best places to raise a family, and number 8 when it comes to overall diversity. Belmont is getting the recognition that, as you can see through the pros and cons, it definitely deserves. Whether it's schools, outdoor activities, the feel for things to do in the downtown area, and overall community, Belmont is getting that recognition. As I mentioned, number 4 for place to raise a family is absolutely well deserved, and that is our final pro as we wrap up the pros and cons of living in Belmont. Thank you so much for joining us on our pro and con of the Belmont area. I'm Steve Jarrell with the Longleaf Group at eXp Realty. Make sure you reach out if you have any questions about what it's like to live in Belmont or anywhere else in the greater Charlotte area. I'd absolutely love to help you. So until next time, I'm Steve Jarrell. We'll see you then.